No matter how hard it is to prove correlation between the creative metrics and the performance of the ROAS, it's easy to see that like your best ads have the best creative metrics. In most cases, great hook rate, great hold rate, and great average watch time. Here's how to actually analyze the results of your creatives, to actually extract more learnings from it, to actually make more winning ads. Join me in the full creative analysis process. So in my weekly creative report recap, I want to see what are the learnings from the tests that I ran so I can actually make more iterations. So in other words, I want to double down on a specific concept, angle, or creator that's winning, or I want to see which ads work the best so I can repurpose them for TikTok tests. So how to actually do creative analysis? The basis for this is to have a proper naming convention. This allows you to compare your performance per angle, per creator, per style, whether it's whitelisting or not, whether you use the different video editor. In this case, you can see part of our naming convention and what are different tags that we are using to actually evaluating our tests in motion. How does this actually look like? First report is actually the report of the best ads. So you could see different ads and their ROAS. In this case, this is something that's running on retargeting, so probably it's not really correct, but you could see here this one spent the most, this one spent decently, but it doesn't have a good ROAS. But the thing is, this is pulling the data from Facebook Ads Manager, while we are often making decisions based on triple veil on Norbeam. But it's easy to spot, okay, this one has potential, it did not spend much, so okay, let's try to push it, or maybe we are overspending on this one. Recently, Motion introduced option to pull your Norbeam data in their dashboard, so that's something that would be pretty useful down the road. So that's first part of the weekly report. The second part is that we want to compare performance per product. You can see here different products and their performance. This one is something that is getting a lot of the sales and amazing ROAS, but it's not something that necessarily scalable because this is potentially running on retargeting. This is obviously the product that we are pushing the most and it's most scalable. So when you see a report like this, you can easily understand, okay, which products we want to push, which we want to pause, or which we want to like double down potentially. After that, we also tracking the performance per our creative source, whether it's an influencer, whether it's a UGC, whether it's an agency. In this case, you can see that performance is pretty stable between the influencers and UGC creators. Also, proper naming convention allows us to compare performance per different assets. In this case, videos, images, and GIF. Again, images are mostly doing retargeting, so that's why we are not pushing them so much in this case, but this gives you like clear representation of which assets potentially make sense to double down. This all is possible with a proper naming convention. So obviously this is part of the equation. What we all want to know is how to iterate on a winner. So I'm always making my decisions based on the data, never based on the assumption. So we are making decisions based on thumb stop ratio and hold rate. Thumb stop ratio is something you all know how to calculate. 3-second video view divided with impression. This tells us how good the video is at grabbing the attention. After that, we have a hold rate. A lot of people are calculating hold rate as through play divided with impression, but I don't like that because then your good hook could impact hold rate, because then hold rate would also measure partially hook because you're dividing with impressions. So that's why I'm dividing my hook rate with as a through play divided with 3-second video view. This allows me to compare performance of the hook, and then hold rate is comparing performance after third until the 15th second, which is actually when through play is fired. I think this is a clearer representation of what is happening after the hook, because often you could have an amazing hook and then your hold rate would good, but it's not actually hold rate that's good because it's hook that has a great percentage that you're including into your equation. So how to actually iterate on a winner? Number one is obviously the easiest thing to do is iterate on a hook. Have the same creator with the same messaging to film the video in a different setting. Let's say he filmed the one in the kitchen, the other he can film outdoors. If he filmed in a car, he can film it in a room or something like that. Because often you will have a messaging or a script that's working the best, so it makes sense to try to replicate it. You can also do slight iteration of the same message by having different variations of that messaging, which is trying to communicate the same angle but in a slightly different words, because then Facebook counts that as a new version of the video. Here's the example of what I meant. So in this case, we find find out that like this kind of hook is performing the best. We initially said the professor from X university. Now we put like additional variation. Professor from Duke University. This is tutorial how 4 students from Duke University. A retired professor from Duke University. So basically we found winning hook. We made like a lot of variations. Out of these 7, probably like you would get 1 or 2 that would actually be great performer, but it's definitely worthwhile testing that, but only when you have a proven winner. It doesn't make sense to test different 10 variation initially before you even know that ad is winning one. Other thing, how to iterate when you have a winning video is to have a message overlay. Number 1 would be to have a meme style banner. You can see here fine lines and wrinkles putting you down. So this is part of the angle that is mentioned in the video. Now we put that as a banner. You can put it in the first couple of seconds or stay or leave it there for the whole video. The other thing is to have a fake TikTok comment widget here. Again, putting this there or like communicating the angle through the comment. What I found is that works the best, either communicating the angle or calling out the target customers in those meme styles and comment widgets. The third would be to have the different creator with the same script. As I said, it's usually the script that's winning one, so it makes sense for you to get that script to other UGC creators or influencers to try to recreate it. And fourth, which is probably the easiest one, to speed up the video by 10%. Again, Facebook count that as a new asset. You often get good results just by increasing the spend of the video by 10%, or maybe add some additional variation, change the B-rolls and stuff like that. Because you have a winning script, you want to make more variations out of it. That's it, guys. This was a short video on how to iterate on your winner. I want to emphasize that you start making these iterations only when you have a winner. If you want me to make additional videos, how I'm actually analyzing these metrics in Facebook Ads Manager, or how I'm actually analyzing the creatives when it's an image, just comment below. If you are spending at least 50K and you want me to implement this process in your ad account so we can actually make more winners out of your existing winners, book a call below. Cheers!